can get on a happier subject.
Yeah.
It's the fall now.
Yeah, it's pretty
Happy
nice.
autumnal equinox.
Oh, is it today?
That's today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Does that mean it's the first? Doesn't mean it's the first day of fall, does it?
Yes, it is.
So it's been summer until yesterday?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Technically.
I didn't realize that.
That is astronomically. So, like, this is the day that at the equator, the daytime and the nighttime are equal lengths. This is, the equinox is the evening of the day and the night.
Yeah, there's like 4 points in the year, right? It's like longest day, shortest day, and then between those you have
Even.
the two.
Equinox,
Yeah,
the equal.
exactly. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. It's even there in the language.
Yeah, and that's because, like, that's the times where the axis that the Earth is tilted on is, like, it's square to the sun. So, like, we tilt away and towards the sun in the winter and summer. But in the spring and fall, the tilting away and towards is, like, in a direction that's parallel to the sun. So, like, it doesn't matter that it's tilted.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's getting even stuff.
So does that mean if you're on the equator right now, it's exactly 12 hours of like each? And then I guess the farther up, because I know when I've gone up north, it's like it gets real extreme. Like I was in Scotland and it was like in the summer one, it was like the sun would set, but the sky stayed light and then it would come up. So you just felt like, let's fucking party all day, you know? And then in December, it was like, I want to kill myself. You know, it was like,
so cool.
like the sun would like come up and then it would just leave after like 3 hours.
This is the time when they have the most even amount of daytime and nighttime in Scotland and stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Scotland?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I did. Yeah. When I was, it was the year 2000. I was I turned 21 in Scotland. Like, there's this thing you can get called a BUNAC working visa. If you're like under the age of 30, you can just get a visa to go work a place, and then they send somebody over here. It's BUNAC is like, it's some organization that the whole idea is that if young people mix more, it's good for the world. So I did it in Scotland when I was like 21, and then I got divorced, and I did it when I was in Australia when I was like 26. And I spent 6 months like working in a hostel and a bar, and I lived in a hostel in a room of bunk beds with like, I was the only American, you know, it was like a Canadian, a French person, a lot of Germans, a lot of Australians, and it was just the greatest. Like we just played cards and we were like broke and young and just like, you know, drinking and just like,
that's great.
Talking. That was when I really realized like, that American history books and like I just really didn't know, you know, I was not very cultured, and that's when I really realized like how people felt about America. But then also if you like prove that you're cool and you're not an American asshole and you can hear that stuff, then it's like people have massive respect for like jazz and rock and roll and comic books and film. So it was like this really just amazing. Yeah, it was just I was so alive and young, and like you said, I had no like mortgage or family or so the lows were like so low and the highs were so high. Now I'm kind of like have to run at this medium like stable, consistent dad.
Well, I mean, stability is really important. I feel like people who know how to do moderation and stability right now are doing pretty well. That's like a goal people should try to attain. I'm trying for that. I really enjoy having a morning routine and a night routine, and I never realized how important that would be for my mental stability.
Oh yeah.
Like I wake up and like have an order of operations. Like I always get up and make my bed and take my medicine and brush my teeth.
Yeah, making your bed.
Yeah.
I don't do it, but I get it. You've done one thing.
Yeah.
You put a thing in order.
And at least if I want to go back to bed, I'm like, oh, look, but it's already made up. Like, or it's all made, so I just feel like I'm sitting down on it temporarily and I'm not back in bed. And then at night, I've been journaling every night since I got sober. And that's like crazy because it makes me make different choices in the day because I don't want to have to write down that I did this or that in my journal. And I'm like, it really makes me like, yeah, stop and make better choices throughout the day because I'm like, oh, that's not really the story I want to write. If my journals are like the story I'm writing of my life, is that what I want to say I did with my day? Is that what I want to say I did
it's
in
like
that
a feedback
situation?
loop, you know?
Yeah.
Then you have to write about what you did.
Yeah.
Like, shit, I better start having some better days. This is...
Yeah. Yeah. When I, like, sometimes I'll get, you know, deep in there and start waxing on emotional stuff. But then most of the time it's just like a reverse agenda or like a reverse to-do list. Just like, these are the things I did today.
To-dones.
And and that's like, even that's satisfying because it's like, oh wait, I actually did get a lot done today. That feels good. And it helps me, like, it's like a brain dump before having to fall asleep, which is super helpful for not like ruminating.
Yeah, right. You offload it. Yeah, I mean, that's I go through a legal pad like about once a month, and it's like I'll just feel like then I'll just get it in there, and 9 times out of 10 I never even revisit it, but I just got it out of my head. I mean, yeah, I really struggle with moderation actually, which is why I, you know, have to just quit doing everything. Like, I mean, whether it's like podcasting or comedy or tattoos, like I don't do like a little stuff. Yeah. So it's like that's kind of why I spent so many years trying to just drink on the weekends, you know, just do, but it's just never, I could never do that.
Same.
If I was just going to drink on the weekends, then like at Friday at 5:00, it'd be fucking on, like, and I'd cram much into the weekend, and then on Monday I'm shame over and like withdrawal. Yep. Was you like, I mean, you don't have to talk about anything you're not comfortable saying on the internet, but like, was it like alcohol your main like recovery thing?
Yeah, my main drug of choice was alcohol because I was so isolating myself that even though I liked other drugs better, I couldn't deal with the social aspect required to get other drugs. I know a lot of drug users are like, that never stopped me, but I'm like, I wanted to get fucked up, but I was not going to make it somebody else's problem. I didn't even want anybody to know how much I was like drinking or using, so I wouldn't even want the person I was getting drugs from to know how much I was using, so I'd drink a lot of alcohol because it was a lot easier to do privately and feel like it was only hurting me, which is not the case, but it was mostly just the availability of it was what made that my primary thing. And especially in events when there's free alcohol all the time, that's really what gets you. And I didn't want to stop doing other drugs. I originally got clean like, okay, well, I'm in a rehab, so I have to not do any of the other drugs, but like maybe I'll go back to smoking weed, and like I don't want to quit psychedelics because I love them so much and never hurt me.
They're the best.
But like, they're the best. And sometimes I run into, I mean, this is not very like whatever program, but I run into some drug users who are like so unspiritual, so not like spiritually aware of the world that I'm like, maybe you should just go back and do mushrooms. That is not the official 12-step opinion of anybody, but there are some people I meet that I'm like, dude, you need to trip hard for a second. And
there are like guided versions, you know, that are underground, and so that is becoming more of a thing. So I mean, that might be something that can work its way in, where, you know, the idea is like you don't just like party alone. You you go and there's somebody there that's like has some guide credentials, and you walk you through you have an intention. You're like, I'm trying to like work through this specific thing, and then when you're done, like you carry that with you. You're not like, tomorrow let's do it again, you know. That can be the mentality. It's like, I want to feel this way every day.
I feel like you get out what you put in when it comes to recovery and when it comes to a psychedelic trip. like the intention you set for it is what you're going to get out. And if you intend to just go to rehab and have a place to live for 30 days and then go right back out, like that's what you're going to get. But my intention was to never drink again, and I hope never to drink again. I still like, I'm scared that I will, but like, that's why I don't do any other drugs now, is because so far the only way I've made it this far in not drinking is not doing my other drugs. And like,
because then it's like you're already going, well,
I'm like, well,
take
I'm not
one
actually,
step in that direction.
not actually, so maybe I could just do a little of this, and
then you have a really bad day and you've kind of already compromised a little, so it's like, fuck it.
Or like, I mean, I've been trying to stop drinking since before I started stand-up comedy. So like, all the drunkest times everybody's seen me in comedy is like while I'm trying not to drink. And so like,
I don't really
contextualize that.
Think I've ever
like,
seen you
well,
like out of control or anything. You know?
Maybe I don't know.
But you know, I'm around.
Maybe
sometimes.
you didn't stay late enough.
Yeah, and I don't, and that's part of it too. Like,
but I
never go out after. You know,
No.
that's the nice thing about having kids and stuff. It's like, all right, Dad's going home.
Yeah.
I'm not going to the vault.
Yeah. No.
I heard all you crazy fuckers talking enough anyway, so
No.
I'll see you at the next mic.
Yeah. I didn't really know how to stop, but I would sometimes be like, I'm only smoking weed and not drinking, and then I would get high and forget that I'm not drinking. Which sounds so stupid, but like it would literally happen that I was like high and so relaxed that I forgot that I had like a thing I shouldn't be relaxed
mine's tricky,
about.
you know? I mean, you ever find yourself just pulling into the ABC store when you're like, I mean, I just said I wasn't. I definitely clocked it was there on the way to work, and then I'm just in line. Like I just kind of let myself be, I guess I forgot it's Thursday, but it's been a rough week. Like it's almost Friday.
Yeah.
So, and then it slips back to Wednesday, and then there's just the calculating and the shame, and I mean removing all of it. Like the first year, I think was like there were these certain things like doing the holidays. You know, I've never done the holidays without booze. Going to the beach without booze, but now this is my 4th year with alcohol free, and now I'm like, man, I'm just like the podcast. Like I didn't have the bandwidth to do these cool new things till I removed all the. And like it's exhausting.
Oh my god,
I was in my 40s
whole nother
too.
job.
Just the amount of energy I was putting into doing it safely and shaming about it, and the money and the making sure there's enough in the freezer for just. It's exhausting to be just a slave to something like that.
So yeah, that is truly why I don't use other drugs anymore, is because I am just so glad to not be drinking that, hey, if this is the way I have to do it, I'll take it. You know, other people maybe can use other methods, and that's cool for them. It's not what has worked for me.
Yeah, Cali sober is like, that's
good for you, man. But it's not. I was so much just doing weed and alcohol for so long that it is like an intertwined couple that I don't think I could do just one of them. And
relatable.
It's, I don't know. I got really big into weed when like dabbing was like the thing, and so I started dabbing like right after I started smoking weed.
What's dabbing?
It's like when you do the concentrates.
Like hash or something? It's like
you have to heat up the nail and put the concentrate like onto the nail. It's like hash, but it's made in a different way.
But it's like super potent.
Yeah, and it like hits you all at once.
Yeah.
It's like a very intense way to do it, and so I was just always doing it to get fucked up, not like medicinally.
Yeah.
So it's not like it wasn't really in the cards for me, but I don't know, you're so right in that I have so much more time now that I don't have that part-time or full-time job of like managing my alcohol use. It's like
the brain cycles, the energy and just like feeling good, you know. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
still might sleep badly, but it's not like that. I wasn't like just grinding my jaw.
Yeah.
I mean, like it just slowly became a problem for me over like 25 years. So I never really, it's like when you're sitting in a room and it just gets slowly dark.
Yeah.
And then somebody else walks in and they're like, it's pitch black. And you're like, oh, I didn't
Oh, I
notice.
forgot,
Like
yeah.
there wasn't really like, I never hit like a rock bottom
Yeah.
moment. But there were definitely like some fights and stuff that like, you know, we would have that would definitely be like, yeah, I was like just not like my best self or kind of out of control and stuff like that, and having kids and all that. Just yeah, I don't know. There's actually this thing I've been doing. Aiden Lamb of all people came on the podcast. I learned so many things on here, and it's talking about this Wim Hof breathwork stuff.
Oh, I love that.
So I've been doing that every day, and
That is great
I've been
stuff.
getting high as shit.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good for my lungs, but I've even like, you know, you do like rounds of like fast breathing, and then you exhale and you hold it, and then you inhale. And then I've made my own recordings of my voice of that, where like, that's been part of my daily routine. And now when I finish work and I'm like, I want a little bump, I want to switch my mind. I'm like, this is just as good.
Yeah.
Like I was just going easy on it. So I mean, and then like getting a tattoo, like I've found these things that do fulfill that extreme part of my brain where I need some like, let's fuck it. Let's So there are other ways.
Absolutely.
Recovery hacks.
Yeah. I love breath work, and I've always like, I haven't really found a discipline of it. I like trying all different flavors that people introduce me to, but like I've just always done it intuitively. Like even from a time when I was really young, like I used to be able to like make myself, I guess it's like hyper oxygenate and breathe deeply enough into places that hurt in my body that like it feels all tingly and fuzzy, like I just drank a soda there, but like it's in your shoulder and you're like, whoa. And I used to be a little scared of it because I could like make myself like lose vision, and I mean I can still do that. It's like, but at first I was really scared. I was like, am I like sick or something? But then I realized like, no, I'm just like doing this breathing thing that like I will go to a place where like vision isn't even like part of it anymore, and it's like meditative, and I feel like that
psychedelic
really
as hell
moves the energy that's stuck in my body so well. Like in a way that like, you find things that actually do for you that what you always wanted drugs to do. In recovery, I've found so many like more connections and community, like in the way that I always wanted to make friends by doing drugs. Like it wasn't the only reason I was getting high, but it was like one of the main reasons was to hang out with people and like have a shared topic of interest that we could talk about.
Oh yeah, and growing up, like every single band that I was into would be like, we just got together, started smoking weed. So every movie, so the culture kind of taught me that that's what you almost needed to. Yeah, you're not cool if you're not.
But like, there's so much community that actually is about like substance and not substances. Like, sounds really cheesy.
No,
but
I like it.
I mean, I never thought I would move out of my parents' basement, but when I went from like rehab to sober living to an Oxford house, I ended up like finding these roommates that I have now, and I live in a real apartment, and like just through going to meetings, and I never thought I like legitimately did not think I was getting out of that basement, but I also never thought I would make it this long without drinking.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's possible.
I mean, me too. It's like I can't believe I haven't had drinking. Like,
that's really impressive.
I mean, because it's like, I think when I was 18, that was when I didn't do it in high school, but then I just really, as soon as I left home, I was like, this is like really comfortable to kind of throw a dull on the edge. And I mean, even just to get up and do a stand-up set, like without it, I mean, that's just a huge deal for me every time. Because I mean, all the pre-COVID stand-up sets, I would always have like a drink or something, you know. I wouldn't get drunk, sloppy, but take the edge off. So it's like, it's me like feeling it all. It's like its own drug, just being
Yeah.
like. It's funny you mentioned like the soda and stuff too, because I found doing like the breath work, and I'm like a very like task oriented. Like I'm good at a schedule and goals,
Yeah.
and so I'll do it like every day, you know, or at least once before I eat. Like if I eat, I can't do it the same. It needs to be like
Yeah.
if I'm full. But I've like started to remember things like when I was a little kid and stuff. I would have this feeling sometimes when I lied in bed of like right before I went to sleep that I was just like a little cell that just expands and contracts. It's almost like
Oh, that's so cool.
I evolved from that way back before I had all this heavy shit in my head. Like I was just a little thing that just expands and contracts. So when I get into the breath work, like I feel that feeling from being a kid and from like some ancient like single cell. I don't even know about biology, what it is, but it's just like that's like the simplest life form. And when I come back to like this guy with all this like responsibility, I have that, and it's like it is like totally a psychedelic trip.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel better afterwards. I didn't have to go do a sketchy deal, or even spend any money. So it's weird. Like my family's out in the living room, and I'm back there like. So it seems kind of crazy, but it's like it's working for me.
Yeah, it's awesome. That is so beautiful. That's like a meditative experience in itself, and I feel like almost a form of prayer for like people who don't like to think about praying to like a deity or something. I really enjoy meditation that is like so present in the real world, but also one that like a type that is transcendent beyond what is our material reality right now. I see that like single cell organism as like part of our past lives, like part of our history.
Yeah.
That's like an epoch of humanity that we evolved from that everybody probably could remember.
It's like my first memory, like way back.
Yeah.
Generation.
The very first one. That's so cool that you had that experience as a kid. I feel like I remember a lot of stuff about my childhood now that I'm sober that's not as like universal, but it is truly a trip to go back and remember what you forgot.
Yeah, because you eventually you get on board with like, hey, we all agree it's September, whatever today is, and you gotta like, you know, this is you gotta like buy into this shared reality to function. But then like before that, I mean, that's the cool thing about having kids and getting to be on the other side, like hang out, like do Halloween again and see how they're just like one of my kids has just crossed over into like teenage like self-consciousness and awareness. And it's cool. It like it awakens that like goofy little person where you're just like, you have all these great ideas that you have to kind of like shelve just to like function in school and your job and stuff. And now I'm trying to like bring all that back, you know, or and sobriety is like been the single biggest thing that's helped me be more of like get back to that, because when I was a kid I didn't get fucked up. Like all of my teenage years I'm like, we just hung out. We had like soda and candy, but like we never when did it become like, are we gonna have enough booze for later? How much is left? It's like, ugh, like it really became that for so long. And, and all my relationships were like, let's get fucked up. And it's like, it's kind of sad in a way, but I mean, I'm glad I'm here, but I'm still kind of ashamed about how much I needed it, you know, when I didn't even realize it. Or I did, but I didn't admit it to myself. It was just this base level of shame that I just kind of carried around, and I wouldn't even like to admit it to myself. I'd be like, nah, it's good. We're partying. It's cool.
I see that like looking externally for like something you can count on as a good time as like being too much in the planning mindset of like, okay, well, if I have enough booze, I'm guaranteed to at least be able to drink that and I will have good time. And if my certain number of friends are here, then that is guaranteed to be a party and I will definitely have a good time. And none of that is like sitting presently with your body and enjoying what it feels like to not have a broken leg, the feeling of not having a headache, like the feeling of being present and still, that feels amazing. Like the feeling of sun on your skin, like all of that is stuff you could focus on and feel internally validated from. But there's this, in addiction, there's like this external need to be able to count on other things around you are what make you feel the way you feel, not the way that you're dealing with it.
Yeah, totally. And it's like you're thinking about the future. And I'm still doing all that with like, I'm going to like book some like comedy shows. I'm going to like post some cool reels. And like, so I'm still kind of like, my worth is still like a little, I'm still not as present. It's like now I'm like, when I'm an old man, I'm just going to sit in the sun. Like, I'm just like, but yeah, I'm still addicted to that achiever mindset, you know, like I still kind of have that. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
But it's still like, I'm still on my journey towards like, just being present is enough. But if you want to like get booked and be a comedian, it's like, you kind of have to rock the spreadsheet and the calendar. So it's like, there is that too, where it's like, you know, I'm good at that stuff. I'm good at like career stuff, but it is still always like, and then when I get there, I'm going to be happy. It's still kind of a little fucked up.
And see, I'm not very good at the planning stuff, but I was still very like externally motivated and had like an external locus of control, you know, where it's all these people around me making me feel something instead of me letting myself like sit with like, okay, they're living their life and I have this response to it. So like the eclipses that just happened, I don't know how much astrology you're into, but like I have a Virgo in my 10th house. My 10th house is Virgo, and there's nothing in it except for my part of fortune, my lot of fortune. And that's supposed to be like how you, it's a lot based in Hellenistic astrology. That's like how you make your money or your material security in the world. And 10th house is also usually thought of as career, but it's also taking power in the world. I have nothing there. I am so not, by my chart, I am not career oriented at all. And I'd rather not even think about the existence of a career structure. I just think all the things that I like to do are daily tasks, and what I want my life to look like is what I want my days to look like. I want my days to look like I'm able to go over and do a podcast and like have the rest of the day to just like chill, clean my house, like be easygoing. I started door dashing, and that's like I can just do that whenever I want.
Those are the best days. Like I look back, the best days are the ones that unfold without my plan.
Yeah.
So like I even think like one of the reason that the world is so fucked up in the ways that it is because people were planning too calculated ahead. So I kind of don't like that I can do that, you know, like it's like it is kind of like an evil white man skill. But at the same time it's like I don't know, like I feel very conflicted about it, and hanging out in a community of artists where it's like, you know, my favorite comedians are often the people that, I say this on here all the time, like can't you know, do the calendar and the career stuff, but when they're on and they're on stage, it's like it's the greatest thing in the world, you know. And it's kind of heartbreaking that it's like that, but how much you have to wear these different hats, and like how far do you go, and is it a compromise to be you know, a goal-oriented planner? Like am I selling my soul, and how much, like what is that spectrum? Like I'm constantly in conflict about that.
I think I have a little bit more magical thinking about it, with feeling like whatever I plan is what I am setting up as the container for something amazing happening beyond what I could have planned for. I'm going to like make a plan that I help produce these mics, and then I'm shocked when there's amazing moments that happen at them. amazing new comedians that come and just like blow me away with where they're already at, or like we create something that's so much better than we could have hoped for. Like, I don't get in my planning mode very often, but when I do, it's about things like moving to third room for Disclaimer. I was really big on, I think that is the right next move. There were a lot of fear-based reasons to not move.
Sure.
But I don't like...
It's a big change. It's
I
scary.
don't want to make decisions out of a place of fear.
Yeah.
When I make decisions out of a place of love and hope for the future, it's moving towards a place where they actually want us around and have like future adaptable technology, and have like, I just see so much potential there, and most importantly, love. And I'm so excited about the potential for that room. I've already loved how it's unfolded, and working with the staff there, and what the new projections do for the room. It's a little bit of a challenging space for comedy, but like there's so much we can work with still.
Yeah, I love that. I'm planning to try to come this week. I know that just starting at 9, I'm like, God.
Yeah.
God, like,
I think we're going to starting at 8 very
please.
soon.
That'd be great. Cause it's like, for me, that really is a real, like the odd in that one. I'm just like, they were at 8 and then they bumped to 9. I'm like,
there will be some big announcement soon of all the changes impending. Little press conference will be TBA, all the changes, but it'll clear some stuff up, and I think we're going to try to start it at 8.
Yeah, it's cool that you're, in that group and bringing all your skills to that, because, like, I was thinking before you came over, like, you're kind of like one of the OG, like, how many pre-COVID comics are even in our scene, It's like,
I mean, not
basically
many.
all of them are, like, which is great. I mean, I love that there's so many new ones because we lose people, but, what was that like as far as, like, when you started, like, did you have a theater kid background, or was that kind of like as far as like coming out? I think I remember seeing you at like the workshop beforehand when it was downstairs.
Yep. And the first time I did comedy was downstairs at the music hall at the One Stop, and that was when we would go till like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
I never went up before midnight. It was kind of crazy doing that for the first year of comedy, and then having COVID, because I had just booked my first booked show gig right before lockdown.
I remember that was the Orange Peel. Was that, you were on that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that wasn't your first one, but that was like a giant show to do early, which is awesome. I remember like
that was my first
you
shot.
And Derek. There was several people that had just come into the scene that were like, I was like, holy shit, they're doing the Orange Peel.
That was really fun. And I invited all my family, and I didn't have much material, so I had to do what I did. And I had like my pink eye joke in there. And I like, oh man, the rest of the family that came was like, well, it sure was funny. We didn't realize it was going to be so dirty. And I was like, oh no. That kind of changed their... not opinion of me, but I guess I'd always been seen as like a younger, more innocent, studious, do-gooder one in the family, and that kind of like broke out of like, hey, what's going on with you? That was really fun. I remember getting that email from Michelle when I was like working in the box office at Asheville Community Theater, and I like took the rest of the afternoon to like write a bio and a headshot, because I was like, oh my God, this is it. It's happening.
Yeah.
That was huge. And then shortly after, we had lockdown.
Yeah. That was like, I remember like having that memory of that show, like through lockdown, and really enjoying it. That was my first time like doing comedy on a stage that big. And yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, I mean I can kind of relate to that as far as like, I'm doing comedy now. Like
Yeah.
I mean it's I've been doing it for 10 years, and I think it's like some people have gotten on board with it and some have not. It's like this is like I'm a new person from doing it,
Yeah.
and I continue to be, and it really feels like this is like what you're saying about Third Room, like being part of the comedy community is my destiny. I
Yes.
know it. Like it's just like I wanted to just be on stage, but like just being like hearing so many different perspectives and like different ages and genders. Like, I mean, it's like, it saved me from being like stuck with just IT bros my age or whatever, So it's like, yeah, it's the greatest thing that I stumbled into for one set of reasons. And now it's like, it just continues to open new ones
and I think that's why I care so much about running open mics rather than booking shows necessarily, because I really care about that our scene existing in a healthy way and like making sure there's like as much diversity as possible in the scene, because comedy's like, it's kind of the only way that comedians know how to talk to each other about their real lives, but it's also one of the only ways that like people from unheard groups get to express themselves to like audiences that they wouldn't normally talk to. And I think that's really important for a community.
Oh, for sure.
Not just for whatever your politics are or like whatever your race or your sexual orientation. It's good to hear from across, like from an opposite experience, no matter who you are. And I think it's like healthier for all of us having like an interdependent community to be like, well, actually not all boomers. Like I do know that one guy who I do know Art, and he's like a big advocate. Like, and I do know like it's not all Gen Xers aren't like detached, and like I know a lot of people in that age group who are like very active in their communities. I think it's like an affinity group that's important to nourish, especially because like in other scenes like music or visual art or even theater, you don't get as much personal expression of like what your daily saga
you're
in
saying
life
somebody
is.
else's words.
Yeah.
This is our words. It's like songwriting.
This is like truly what's going on with me. And you can tell when it's authentic and when it's not something you're connecting with on an emotional level.
Yeah. And that's a spectrum for me too. It's like trying to go from jokey jokes to like, getting more to the authenticity with each year.
I've been trying to play with writing sets that like go back and forth between that.
Yeah.
Like using my like jokes about sex and drugs as like my topical material. Like that doesn't seem like the surface level for everybody, but it's my surface level of letting you in, because it seems deep, but it's not deep to me, because there's something I care about so much more, which is weather and the way that we are all part of it, and like the spiritual meaning behind weather. I care about that so much that I'll dive into that, but I can't even stay there too long, because if I lose an audience while I'm talking about weather, I will cry.
Yeah.
I will be sad about it. If I tell a story about like failing at a hookup or something and nobody laughs, doesn't hurt me one bit. I didn't care that much about that. Yeah. If I tell my like weather jokes and nobody laughs, that's like really gonna hurt. So I try to like dip in and out of that so that it can be a funny contrast in and of itself.
Yeah.
You don't have to understand. I mean, I would love everybody to understand what I'm talking about with my weather jokes. That's why I'm trying to break them down into very, very understandable terms that aren't scary. And then I'll dip back into like, haha, butts and stuff. because it's like, it's funny to go back and forth.
No, I love that. And I think like the two circles of the Venn diagram are probably like merging more. So it's like eventually it'll be like one circle too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're kind of, being silly and trying to go like as much as you can with something that's more abstract and hard and just not like traditional comedy. So you're just trying a much harder thing. Whereas like, you can get AI to write you some little like jokey jokes about stuff now. So it's like, what's the point of that,
Yeah. I like, I really like my new bit about how zoning is weather control, because I've been trying to write about weather control for a while and it just sounded too conspiracy theory. I was trying to draw a parallel between like, isn't it funny that some people denied climate change for so long and now all of a sudden they believe that the blank are controlling the weather? It's like, how do you pivot that hard to being like, no human could control the weather, to those humans are controlling the weather? It's just not funny, and it didn't feel good to invoke the stereotype. So now I'm trying to get into the weather control stuff as like making land use planning decisions is controlling the weather, because it controls the microclimate, and whoever controls the microclimate controls the macroclimate and all of those things. Like it builds out, it's a fractal effect from just like whether we save the UNCA woods or not. Like that is weather control for the neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
Like saving 40 acres of forest will keep that neighborhood more cool and water secure, and such a more diverse and rich ecosystem. There's so many reasons to keep wild nature pockets pristine, and not replace them with pavement. But it really is like as simple as tree make cold, parking lot make hot.
Yeah. That's the language they need at the Wednesdays,
Yeah.
Like, because there's so many smart sounding words there. But I think, like, if you want to say those words at the odd, these are just my opinions. But yeah, I mean, some rooms do want that, but a general America audience, South Carolina, boomer couple is like, they'll just profile you and go, oh, it's one of them trying to tell me what to do with my gasoline.
Yeah.
So it's like, but yeah, I mean, I love that you're like taking on those, it's kind of like, we talked about Maria Bamford. She took a very unconventional, hard way of doing comedy, and then at the end of it, is I think definitely kind of seen as being like the Richard Pryor of today within a comics comic. But I think still, if you put her, you just plucked her into some random room on a Wednesday full of people that just
be like,
watch Seinfeld and they think that's what it is. Yeah, and they're just going to be like, this is, it was bad, it was weird. It's like, well, you didn't understand.
She's one of my greatest inspirations with comedy, and I would love to be like her. I'd love to meet her one day, to like do something that hard is what I'm always trying to do. And, it's not at her level yet, but it's definitely the only thing I can talk about.
Alt as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, I'm always trying to, go more in the alt direction and not be just like, it's the white dad, but the kids sure are annoying. It's like, because some audiences just really want that from me. Yeah. And it's like, that's not aging well for me artistically or just for what comedy is becoming more like vulnerable and complex and modern. I don't want to have some musty old hacky act that's that kind of shit.
And I think that's why you have stood the test of time with, as far as you think about how many people of your demographic come and go in comedy. They're like, it's forgettable if they're not like bringing something different.
Yeah.
Like something that holds space for different ideas within the shell of acceptability to certain like people who aren't going to open their ears for anyone else.
Yeah. And I think coming from Asheville is like I feel like I'm an outlier here in some ways because of my age and being a dad, but it's like all the jokes that I taped for my clean comedy special started at the Odd. So it's like they had to kind of pass that, so it's, for me, it's like if I had started in Knoxville or some southern place, I would probably be more that way. But I still have to do right by my Asheville people. And there are times where I'm like, all right, that was not cool. Here, so I'm always kind of like, I don't know. I love it all. I love like both sides of America and all that. And Nashville is its own thing. So I'm very like proud to be, to try to make that work here.
I feel like you and I are both what I've tried to write a joke about before, but failed to do. The oxymoron I made up, moderate extremists. Like, I'm an extremist, but I'm moderate. Like, you're not going to understand unless you know what a moderate extremist is. Like, I'm extreme in my like sense of, to me it's like the cell, the one, and you're mentioning like the weather stuff, like when I am doing my breath work, like I have this sense that like all the air in the room, it's like, we're in a sea of air, like it's just like, and it's coming in and out, so I'm like, there is no, I think we talked about this last time you were on, and I tried to make a bit out of it, but it was too abstract about how, the bear that's smelling my trash 10 miles away, there's literally a molecule breaking off my trash, flying through the air in the physical world, going inside the bear. Like there really is no separation between us. So, I do really believe that like we're all one thing, and especially in these divisive times, like I've been like listening to history podcasts about like places that are like, you're not even allowed to say you don't like who's in charge, or they'll come and get you in the night. And, and when things get too divisive, like to me, that is the scariest thing of all, is that we start to have a civil war or something. Like I really believe that like the weirdos at the Odd and the people that go to church in the country are both 90% good. And there's a few assholes out there in any extreme, but like, if there's one thing I want to do with my comedy is try to like be for everybody or bridge that gap, but I constantly feel like I'm alienated by things are so extreme right now that both sides are like, you're not on our side. I'm like, I'm not on a side. Like we need to, I don't want my kids to live in a civil war country. Like I really want. And I'm extreme about being moderate, that we need to hold space for everybody and understand that each person has a uniquely informed experience that has created them to be the way that they are. And there's like needs that are being met by the philosophies they hold. There's fundamental commonalities like class commonalities, food insecurity, housing insecurity, things that we are all going through that we're looking for a political or religious answer to, that people just find very different answers for. And when we get back to like the radical center, like the center of the circle, the radius, like radical, like the center of all of it, not the opposite spokes on the wheel, but where all of them come together, is that we are humans on a planet where that could meet all of our physical needs, and yet it is not meeting all of our physical needs. And people have very different explanations for why that's happening.
And maybe we are inherently just gonna fuck it up. Maybe that's our nature, and maybe that's okay too, like maybe it is just like the greed and the competition, like it's just like we've risen up to the top, and it's like we're just gonna fucking destroy it. And it's like I would still like to have a good day, I don't like, I still wouldn't like go on a bike ride with my kids, I don't want to be in denial about it, but it's still like this is a beautiful fall day. Like, I mean, it's like trying to hold that dichotomy of like, maybe we are doomed, but today could be great.
I try to like look at it as, I look on the bright side of everything because I've been in the dark side of it for so long, and I can go that place so easily that I've had to get good at inventing a bright side. And the bright side of climate change is that We're going to see weather phenomena we've never seen before.
It's going to be exciting.
It's going to be so beautiful. We will see sunsets we've never seen before because there was never that kind of cloud. There was never that kind of gas in the atmosphere to make that color.
That should be a bit. Have you tried this? It's just
I think I have tried it, but I don't know what I've said about it. But
I like that.
There's gonna
think about all the beautiful shit you'll see during the apocalypse.
Like a mushroom cloud. That's kind of pretty when you think about it. Perfectly symmetrical.
The last thing you see is gonna be gorgeous.
It's gonna
be right before all your
beautiful.
skin is melted off your skull.
Yeah. I should try to sit down and write that because I've said it on stage before, but I don't think people understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There will be rainbows in places you've never seen rainbows before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be because it's an oil spill in your drinking water, but it'll be full of rainbows.
Yeah. Because I would want the climate deniers to also laugh.
Yeah.
Because if you can get them to laugh, then I think it might even actually get in there with how you really feel just by being absurd about
that. And that's my whole goal in being in comedy and not pursuing a meteorology career traditionally, is because I see what I do as science communication, and I think many people are where you said you were at the beginning of the podcast, of being so overwhelmed by how bad it is that you can't listen anymore.
Yeah.
And I think when
I can listen a little each day.
Yeah.
I can still listen, but I have a threshold, a daily threshold.
I think I was so in that for so long when I was suicidally depressed, and the only way I came out of it was by finding beauty in the natural phenomenon, not turning my eyes away from the natural phenomenon, but looking at it so hard that it became beautiful again. And I think it's my job as someone who's not afraid to look at it to point out the pretty things so that people get less scared.
Yeah.
I think there's too much fear in the world right now, and fear is not how we triumph. Fear is how we're conquered,
and we're othering each other. And that's what I've learned about the Chinese Communist Party and Putin and North Korea, and that there's so many good people there that didn't want that. But when a population starts to other itself, and that's when there can be a some sort of regime or something that takes charge and the promise that it's going to be great. And it's that's what I see as being our struggle, right? Once we start othering each other, those fucking idiots over there are wrong, we know what's I feel like that has been increasing during my lifetime, and that terrifies me because we do have the potential. During the hurricane, it was really that really gave me a lot of faith that there's this sleeping sense of trust, and people are good and in some ways, and you don't see that when we're so spoiled, and just othering each other is that's the longer I do comedy, the more I want it to be kind of about something, and I think that's kind of what it is trying to be just for all of it, to see the beauty in all sides of it.
It's hard to feel afraid when you're laughing.
Yeah.
And I think the othering comes down to fear and not knowing how to hold space for not knowing something about somebody else.
Yeah.
The only sense of mystery about people across the globe that I don't know personally, the only sense of mystery you're allowed to hold is fear. But what if it was wonder? What if instead of the mysterious thing being terrifying, we let the mysterious thing be magical and beautiful?
Yeah.
It's wonder and awe need to come back into the world.
Totally.
In order to replace fear.
Appreciate what you don't understand.
Yeah.
Sit with it. Don't recoil Yeah. Since I don't understand that it's bad, I'm afraid of it. It's kind of like the mushroom cloud being beautiful. There's kind of like that's the sense I have when I do like the breath work too. Is that opposites are actually the same? You know, like
Yeah.
like language, binary, brain, computer. Like we've had to create these constructs, but actually, like good and evil are one thing.
Yeah.
But it's useful for language to do that. So like what I'm scared of and what I'm in wonder of are actually that is just me going, oh, I haven't seen that before, but which way am I going to go? And I think you can kind of train your brain to go, in a more accepting direction.
Yeah.
If you're intentional about it, and that's helpful.
Yeah. Do you want to be like Squidward or Patrick? Like
SpongeBob?
Yeah. Do you want to be
sort of no.
You sort of know. Squidward's
I'm old.
Anxious
Ninja
and
Turtle.
crusty and mean about everything. If he saw something that was hidden, he'd probably be like, "What's that under that rock? It's got to be something horrible."
Like Eeyore.
Yeah, but Patrick is wonderfully in awe of the world around him. Feels stupid, but doesn't even know that would be a bad thing, and kind of to his own fault sometimes. But do you want to approach something with wonder or fear? Is really how I think about the future.
Yeah.
And I would like to approach the future with wonder.
Yeah.
Rather than fear.
Yeah, even if it kills me to go with wonder, the days leading up to that death were how I'd want to live rather than stockpiling all the guns and just living in fear. Maybe you live a little longer in some apocalypse, but what a bad way to live,
I think your days create the life you live. And if even in your final days you live oh, I wonder what resources I can find today. I wonder what awesome person I'm going to run into, instead of fear the whole time. If all of a sudden there's a cataclysm and you only have 30 more days to live, do you want to live those 30 days trying to figure out how to make it not 30 days? Or do you want to live your last 30 days as if they're one final awesome month that you get alive? I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to say while we have sufficient nutrients in our brains to create the happy chemicals, but I don't know. Oh, there was some podcast you had somebody on where you were like, what are goiters? I wanted to tell you that goiters are what happen when you have thyroid disease due to a lack of iodine. And goiterism used to be, I went on a Wikipedia rabbit hole about this a few years ago, and I was like, oh, I wish I could talk to them. But it's mountain people used to get them because they were so far from the sea that their locally produced food didn't have enough iodine, because iodine comes from fish and shellfish and sea salt. And that's why we don't typically get it here, because we get iodized sea salt and get our iodine from stuff like seaweed and stuff. Iodine is really important to your diet if there's a nuclear something. So stock up on those seaweed snacks.
Yeah. Oh, I love seaweed and sushi.
Yeah. Get those. Do you have those little snack packs from Trader Joe's?
The little salty, fishy things?
No, they're little, it's like a little bag of chips, but it's like slices of seaweed. You just eat them like chips. They're really, really good. Yeah.
I was trying to remember. I remember that conversation was recently. I'm like, who was it?
I don't even remember.
There's so many just interesting.
I watched the one with Derek and Josie. It might have been that.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it definitely was that, because they were talking about
that was a funny combination.
Yeah, because Josie, she was was talking about the couch, the complaining Martin Luther.
Oh yeah,
it hurts my goiter, and then we were laughing. We were like, what the fuck is a goiter? No one knew what.
Well, that is back in the time when they would have had them more. Do you know? Fun fact. Do you know about salmon cakes, making patties from canned salmon?
No, I mean, it sounds
That was
good though.
part of a USDA mission to get more Southern families to have omega-3s and stuff and fish-based products in their daily diet. So a lot of people were marketed these like recipes like salmon cakes for how to use canned fish so that they would buy more canned fish and get more of that like nutrient family in
So you bread
their
it
diet.
and like bake it or fry it or
Yeah.
something. Like put some crunchy bread on that canned fish.
It's like a hamburger, but like you make it the way meatloaf is made with some like breadcrumbs and stuff.
Sounds delicious.
It's
I mean,
it's awesome.
It sounds really good.
I didn't realize it wasn't something everyone did, and it was just my like Southern family that grew up eating them. But I always have canned salmon laying around.
You eat it on a bun, or you just eat it with like a knife and a fork, like meatloaf?
Eat it on a bun.
Just however you want.
There's all kinds of things we need to eat from the ocean. You ever get on thalassophobia? It's the fear of the deep ocean.
No, but I have that fear. I mean,
one of the only
I like
fears
to see land.
One of the only fears
I'll
I'll give into is I am afraid of statues. Didn't know that until I went on study abroad to Italy.
That's weird. Even like downtown Asheville, over by the courthouse.
Not a fan of the statues.
I mean, I could see it. They're creepy.
I didn't realize it till I went to like the home of Catholicism, and there was like so many idols and statues all over the place, and there'd be like rooms where it's just like lines of marble statues, and I'm like, I'm being watched. This is terrifying. I can't keep my eyes on all the statues at once. I can't go in there. Like, I'd have to put blinders on to walk
You tried
through.
this as a bit?
I think I've said it on stage before as a rant.
This is like the big side effect of this is like there's a lot of things that can be made into like now I've started doing the selfie reels just as like a run through, and then I edit that and then I take it to the stage. But I think like the apocalypse being beautiful, and then this like a fear of statues. I've just never heard. It feels like you could get pretty silly, you know, get like Cody Hughes on it or something.
Yeah.
Bring some Bugs Bunny to it.
Yeah.
Like
I could do that.
Just whatever.
That's some surface level stuff.
Because it's a real dark thing in you.
Yeah.
But it scans as like you could be pretty silly, you know.
Yeah.
Like
I talk all this game about not being afraid of anything, and then I'm like over here afraid of like a piece of stone. Like, oh shit.
I never heard you say you're not afraid of anything.
No, I didn't. I try not to dwell in the fear energy, but
I do wanted to say that like I feel like your stand up has really gotten like you have a very strong presence on stage. I feel like you plant yourself. And you keep a fun energy going the whole time, which has been really cool to see you like get that. Because I'll like watch my stuff, you know, and I'll sometimes like I'm like, why am I rocking back and forth, or why am I like touching my glasses a lot, or you know, or I think you really like put yourself there, and even no matter what's happening in the room, you have a strong like smiley fun thing, you know, that you've cultivated.
I definitely feel like that's the theater background.
Yeah.
Even though I was never the lead in anything, I was...
of course not. You wouldn't be...
I was very present on stage. I learned a lot of stuff in theater, and it was... so informed my stage presence that I did musicals growing up.
That feels like a little joke that could be in your act, too. It's just going... I did theater. I was never the lead in anything, but it was fine.
Obviously.
But just for a second, getting mad, and then, but you know, it's good. It's
fine. I don't care.
I mean, I think we're all like, I feel like I never like got what I wanted out of music. So the stand up is like all the people that we did some other thing and it didn't. So now we're here trying. I was going to talk about how upset I was and hopefully make that funny.
Yeah.
Like there's some weird, like, I feel like stand up is like often like the death and rebirth of us, like as musicians or theater kids or just like very traumatic childhoods.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's like
all of them.
Yeah.
All of the above.
Yeah. Right.
I still don't know what to do with music with my life. I don't know where music
You're a
fits
band
in,
kid, right? Did you do
I was a band kid and a theater
clarinet?
Choir kid. No, I played saxophone and euphonium or marching baritone.
Can you still, like, if you had a saxophone, could you play a melody? Play some Hot Cross Buns or something?
Probably couldn't do the sax anymore because I switched to brass around the time that I got jaw surgery, like my sophomore year of high school, or like between sophomore and junior year. And so I rebuilt my embouchure for brass, but I didn't rebuild the embouchure for woodwind.
Mm-hmm.
And like part of my lip they had to cut into when I had the jaw surgery. So like I still can't really make a really good tight seal with one part of my upper lip. So I don't think I could really do the woodwind as well anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy. I do like keys and percussion, but that's some crazy shit you got to do.
It was really fun. I never understood how people could play keys as intuitively as like I could play a wind instrument, because it felt more like singing with that.
For me, it's the opposite. It's like the keys are just like, you just have to, it's just there.
Yeah.
You just push like even like doing like da 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 da.
Yeah.
It's like on a guitar, you have to go, nah, nah, you have to fret them, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, but yeah, I mean, it's what you know. Like, I mean, I see all the fucking buttons.
Yeah.
You know? Like I had this bit I was working on, but then I saw Pete Holmes had already done it, but I was always like, how a trumpet has 3 buttons and you could play all the notes?
Yeah.
Like I tried that bit.
So funny.
And then I saw him do it, and I just did it the way he said it, and it was like hilarious. I was like, fuck, okay, that's like, that idea's out there, but it's like, how does it work?
Yeah. It's
I've run the math on it. 3 buttons, the combinations don't make all the notes.
Yeah. I mean, it really is with your mouth. It's like crazy.
Yeah. So I see what you mean, though. It is more like singing in that, because it's like you got it's. I guess some of it's happening in
some
here.
of it's like how fast you're moving the air.
Yeah.
Like the volume versus the pressure, and I love singing too. I just haven't. I never got vocal training after being on testosterone and having a register change. So like, I don't think my singing voice is as technically good as it used to be, but I still.
My favorite singer is I'm like Bob Dylan, not Paul Simon or whatever. You know, I always go with I like it rough, you know.
Yeah.
You know, Lucinda Williams.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like...
I grew up listening to her.
She's one of my all-time favorites, and she was like, you know, when I was starting, I liked Joni Mitchell, but I was like, I'm not going to sing. I'm going to do like Bob Dylan. I'm going to have an interesting voice, you know, and say interesting things. And it's like, if you can hit all those... like operatic notes, that's great, but to me it's like I'd rather have it be that's like what stand-up is it's like it's not a qualified person with a certificate behind them. It's like a real fucking person that's suffered saying some hard to hear shit.
One of my stand-up goals is to do more voice work. Not like voiceover work, but like character
like Maria
voices.
Bamford. Yeah, I mean that's like a big part of her. Like, there's this guy, and then
one of my I feel like so lame in comedy circles when I say this, but like one of my big influences in stand-up growing up was Jim Gaffigan. Oh yeah, I love Jim Gaffigan. Always have, and like people will be like, he's just like so. You know, standard. And I'm like, no, he's not. He's so funny and like self-reflexive. The way he talks to himself gives the audience
he does that one voice that's the voice. Yeah, the audience voice.
I can't believe he's still talking about bacon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like it's so funny to me.
That's some meta shit. Like,
and I want to get into that level of like self-reflexive comedy, meta shit, and also voices of like dumb guy voice.
Yeah.
And be like, well, I didn't know that was gonna be like that. Well, if the car's in the left lane, it's supposed to go fast. Like something like getting really absurdly mad about something. I want to do dumb guy voice. Yeah. I want to do audience voice.
I'm trying to do that too. Like do like what you just said to me is like you're kind of doing a sketch. Like you're not just cloud saying shit. You're becoming different characters, and you don't even have to say to the audience, I'm about to be this guy. Like they just go with you.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how smart they are actually. Like I often find I I think I need to give them more information than I do. And I'm trying to do that too, whether it's turning this way and that way instead of going. And then my kid goes, it's like, just say the thing my kid says in a voice. Like, I don't have to say, and it's about to be my kid, like.
And then I go, and then she goes, and then I go, and then she goes. Like, it's not good writing.
Like, transform into this scene. Like, that's like what I want for the next.
Show, don't tell.
Like,
is what they say in theater.
Exactly.
Is show the action, don't tell us what's happening.
Yeah.
I think, man, theater taught me so much stuff about how to live a basic human life. Like, I learned a lot of basic life skills from the fact that you have to recreate them on stage in theater. Like how to do basic carpentry, or like wire basic electrical things. How to mend clothing. All of that stuff is in theater, but also those real technical basics for how to have a good stage performance, like show, don't tell, cheat out, project, use volume, make a good stage picture. Like like if somebody took a picture of the stage right now, would it be expressive, or would the story just be like there's somebody at a mic? Would it be telling a story with your body? Using levels and different postures can like put you in so many different energies and moods, and that's like super helpful for me having stage presence.
And just confidence. And like, I didn't start public speaking till I was 30, like, I mean, I was just terrified of it. Like, even music I was comfortable with, but talking between songs, like, stand there and say your things loud and slow and know how what a great skill. I wish I had done that when I was a kid. And the practical stuff attention,
too.
Well, I mean,
I was just
we all do.
I was a little kid that could not get enough attention. I tried to make a bit about this, but like, I played soccer because I really wanted to be on stage. And playing in a game felt like I had an audience.
Oh yeah.
I
mean, I'm still doing that, some version of that every day. I think I've expanded my awareness and I'm more humble about it, but I'm still like, if they're all looking at me, I exist. I matter. Even if it's bad.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, it's still like, that's happening. But I mean, learning all the like handy skills and stuff too. That's like one of my favorite things is people that I scan as kind of like liberal or punky, but they can actually do like real blue collar shit. Like, to me, that's like the coolest. You're not, you gotta know how to do some shit. And the bartender at the Odd, Jason, is it Kronk? Kronk. Kronkle or Crunk. I'm trying to find him because my neighbors had a tree cut down, and they came over the tree cut, and one of them was Jason, and he's like wearing a hard hat, and he's just like, I've seen him play punk music and sing, and he's out there like working a fucking chainsaw, doing some real work, and I'm like, to me, that's the coolest thing in the world when you're like liberal, woke, artistic, but you can do real shit with your hands, like fix a fucking toilet or something. Like sometimes my liberal friends can be like, I don't know how to do it. It's like, learn how to do a thing. You can't just be your brain. You got to know how to use your hands. So I really want to get him on here if I can. That's the coolest thing in the world. Like the blue collar punk. I'm like, fuck yeah.
I think
coolest shit ever.
A lot of blue collar queer punks because queer people get marginalized away from, even if they're raised in a middle class family, like it's gonna be a rough go of it fitting into normal mainstream society. It's not easy, and like there's a type of queer person that is now accepted in office spaces, but it's not the type most of us are, and it's a performance,
tokenized a little bit.
And it's a lot of work to put that performance on, and
everybody's just waiting for you to go crazy and be like, see, I knew it, they're crazy.
One of the places you end up is a lot more blue collar work. Like when I was an electrician, I didn't fit in, but I fit in that I was an outcast, and also I had a huge drinking problem, and they all understood. They're like, oh, yeah.
One of us.
Yeah. We're like, okay, buddy. Yeah. You get up on top of that ladder now. You're only shaking a little.
I feel like that type of work is just unambiguous. It's like you do it and it's fucking done.
Yeah.
Whereas like you can talk about, Emily Dickinson all day and disagree, but there's something about like you sawed the wood, you put it together, it fucking works. Like, I love the immediacy and the unambiguousness of that. I feel like it's the great leveler.
Yeah.
Do a real thing with your hands.
Yeah.
And it's like
it's so much simpler to do it than to program something to do it.
Yeah.
Like it'd be so
And that's where
hard.
I live. I live in the virtual space.
It would be so hard to make a machine to swing a hammer.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and do it at the right places all over a construction site. Make the choices of like what task you do next. Like all of that is so much more effort than just doing it yourself.
Yeah, it's very human in that way. It's
Yeah.
very physical. It's very human. Like people, like dudes will come over to the house and they usually assume I've done all the carpentry just because of like a bias, Like, oh, I see you got the table. I'm like, my wife does all the.
I think that's very cool.
Well, we should wrap up because we're at time.
Okay.
That was great.
Great.
I might, for the people listening, the first 15 minutes turn out, I'm going to tack it on the end. So there might be a little bit about the environment at the end.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, Cloud.
Thank you.
Goodbye.